With us once again is Donna Stefans from Stefans Law Group. Last time she joined us, we were talking about special needs planning, and today we're here to talk about estate planning. Welcome to the show. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Donna. I'm happy to be back.
Now, a lot of times people think financial planning is only for the wealthy, but that's not your motto, correct? You're willing to help everybody, and you think everybody needs life planning.
That's correct, actually. Many people think that estate planning is for people that are elderly or sick, or people that are wealthy and they have a big estate to take care of. But it really is about life care planning and planning for the journey of your life.
Okay.
From the age of 18, you should start thinking about the things you're going to do for your life and how am I going to protect myself? If something happens and I need somebody to help me with my health care or my financial world, who's going to help me legally? And in the unfortunate event, if I passed away, taking control of your assets and making sure that your wishes are carried out, that the people that you choose receive your assets in a way that you'd like them to receive it.
And so that it doesn't just go to the state and then there's probate and there's all kinds of problems. I've gone through this twice. I shared with you also earlier. My mom passed away at 45 from breast cancer. I lost a spouse to colon cancer at 42. Had we not known about wills and estates and all that other kind of stuff, it would have been horrifying, you know, because there were kids involved and it would just have been a terrible situation. So I love the fact that talking about being proactive about these things, it takes the fear away. You know, dying is kind of sad to begin with, let alone all the financial burdens and hardships that could come with it if you don't plan correctly. And I love that you put like this little cheat sheet together for me. So let's just go through this. So you have an estate planning checklist, Donna. So last will and testament, how do you get one of those done?
Okay. Well, when you're looking at the checklist, you need to first look at your family situation and your financial situation,
okay,
to be able to put a last will and testament together. So to figure out who gets what and how they're going to get it,
okay,
when you pass away. So that's what a will is about, and appointing the right person to carry out your wishes, and then structuring the will so that if you have children, they receive the assets in a responsible manner. Often we put trusts for children in wills. They don't have to be fancy trusts, but you wouldn't want a 14-year-old receiving $100,000.
Correct. It's just too much too soon.
Right. Or worse, I think, if you have a 21 or a 22-year-old right out of college that receives a big inheritance and then decides that they don't have to work yet, and all of their ambition starts sliding away. So you want to pick trustees to handle money for your children, and you also would like to choose guardians to take care of your children if you are not here.
Okay.
So I think young families should start planning immediately when they have children and having dialogues with the people that they trust to pick the right people.
Makes sense. Now, if you were going to write a last will and testament, can you just like write it out longhand and then bring it to you, and then you could kind of like spiffy it up and make it all legal? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, does it have to be so, and furthermore, and then this blah, 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 blah? Can somebody's last will actually be like, you know, dear Susie Brown, I'd like to leave you this because blah, 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 blah. And then could you take that as just the basis and then put it into a formal document for them?
So there's a part of the estate plan that you can write yourself.
Okay.
We call that a personal wish list.
Okay.
Okay, if there are certain wishes and desires that you have for your children to aspire to, if there's things you just want them to know about their history, or if there are certain items, family heirlooms, that you would like specific people to have, the best place to put that in often many instances is on the wish list.
Okay.
That way, when everything's being divided, the family can honor your wishes and not have so many fights
Right.
about who gets what.
I got that ring, and I know it's horrifying.
Right.
So a last will and testament is the first thing. The second thing is a durable power of attorney. What's a durable power of attorney?
Okay. The power of attorney and the healthcare proxy are what we call advanced directives. You may hear that buzzword out there. They are directing in advance while you're here that you're appointing the person to handle your financial affairs and your medical decisions if you cannot do so yourself. So estate planning is not about what if I pass away? What if something happens to me and I need help? If you don't choose, a court is going to decide for you who's going to take care of your things. And many people think, well, my spouse, we do things together, my spouse will just help me. And the law does not provide for a spouse to touch another spouse's bank accounts, handle deed transactions, or make many healthcare decisions without the legal consent of an appropriate party.
Now, is that that plays right into beautifully a living will and a healthcare proxy, right? Who is your healthcare proxy? That's the person that can do what, Donna? What can they do?
The healthcare agent is someone you appoint in a healthcare proxy to make medical decisions for you if you cannot make them yourself. Whether it be that you can't voice them, or at the moment you don't have the mental ability to make an informed, educated medical decision. And a living will is actually a statement. You're not choosing anybody. It's a statement that says, if the only reason I'm alive is due to extraordinary measures, would I like to remain that way indefinitely, or would I want to be let go? It's a very personal document, but again, if you don't state it, nobody will be able to understand or really know your wishes or honor them. And it's about you taking control of your life and you taking control of how things go for you.
I kind of have a positive attitude now towards death because, like I said, I've already been through it a few times. Not me personally, obviously, but I don't mean to make a joke about it. But you have to kind of have a lighthearted attitude because you just have to face reality that sooner or later these things are going to happen to you, and you've got to be ready. I love the fact that you have beneficiary designations on here as one of the items that are important because you do want the certain people that you want to get the money to get it, correct? How do you, that's very helpful, I guess, in insurance, right? Because we were talking about the fact that insurance trumps a will. So if you have an insurance policy, making sure that you pick the right beneficiaries.
Correct. That's absolutely correct, Donna. There's two ways things can basically pass to your beneficiaries. One is if you give it direction, and one is if you, on an actual statement or doing your will. So if I have an asset, say a bank account, and it says Donna Drake, nobody knows who gets it and how when you pass away, except for if you have a will. However, if you name beneficiaries of that account, say transfer on death to or joint asset with, it has full direction right on its face. So life insurance policies, individual retirement accounts, they're very easy to directly state who the beneficiaries are. However, you need to make sure and careful that you have a child you want to leave a life insurance policy to. You don't want them to get $100,000 when they're 14 years old. So all of the estate plan has to come together. So that
Cohesive whole.
Yes. So naming a beneficiary may not cover it completely. The legal plan has to match up and make sure everything directs through the proper maze.
And the first time you came on the show, which was so wonderful, we did talk about special needs, and I see that you have that here too. So a special needs plan, if that's also required, because you're going to need somebody to administer that, I guess, correct? Those funds sometimes?
When a family has an individual with special needs, the fear is that if I'm gone, who's going to support my child? We know that there are certain government benefits that an individual with special needs can receive, but they're only allowed to have a small amount of money in their name. And then how is the quality of life cared for? When a parent is here, parents take their children on vacations. They pay for special computers and nicer clothes, or the things that make that child happy in life, even if it's just a trip to the mall. But when they're gone, if the parent doesn't somehow provide for the child in a way that they can still receive the quality of life benefits, then the children are subject to the state and only the available benefits the state provides. So it's a very easy thing to consider, but it has to be drafted and tailored very technically. But the language is, in New York, a supplemental needs trust.
Okay.
A trust that you can create in a will, or you can create outside of a will, that supplements but doesn't take away the government benefits. And again, provides for the quality of life and the lifetime happiness, in addition to what their basic needs are that the parent would want them to have for the rest of their life. And the key to all of this is making the first appointment. Once someone actually comes in and sits down and we just talk about it, it becomes an open discussion and very easy to resolve.
And I was just going to say too, speaking of that, it is just taking the first step. So if somebody's young and they have a child, you know, go ahead and get that will done, because it's not written in stone. And as your family grows and as things change and as you have more assets, they can always come back to you year after year, and you can always tweak it, correct?
Correct.
Because you can change as you go and change as you grow.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
A will is not a completed contract until the day you pass away.
Okay, well, that makes sense. So
then you cannot
excellent.
change it.
Okay, so just to recap real quick, estate planning checklist, last will and testament, durable power of attorney, living will and healthcare proxy, beneficiary designations, and special needs plans if required. I get it. This is fantastic. Thank you. I love talking to you too, because you make it so cohesive and you make it so simple for people, you know, and that's why I said, can you just handwrite it and come to you, because you're the expert when it comes to all the legalese, right?
Thank you.
And so thank you very much for joining us, because I feel confident in sending people your way. So thank you so much. Great. And I need these things, so I should make a visit.
Thank you, Donna. And remember, it's life care planning.
Okay.
It's positive stuff.
Great. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for more. We hope that we help you on your journey. I've been visiting with Donna Stefans from Stefans Law Group. Donna Drake, signing off.